Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of American football to uncover some of the greatest legends you've probably never heard of. These ain't your flashy quarterbacks or your touchdown-scoring wide receivers, so buckle up, football fans, because we're about to take a trip down memory lane and meet some true legends of the gridiron. Now let me tell you about Joe Delaney. This kid was a running back, a real speedster for the Kansas City Chiefs. Boom! He could hit a hole in the line faster than you could say touchdown. But Joe, he was more than just a football player. One summer day, Joe was at a park with some friends when he saw 3 kids struggling in a pond. Without a second thought, Joe jumped right in. He managed to push 2 of the kids to safety, but tragically, Joe didn't make it out himself. He gave his life trying to save those kids. He was only 24 years old, just starting his career, but he showed the world what it means to be a real hero. They retired his number, number 37. Joe Delaney, well, he's a legend in my book. Now let's talk about Kenny Washington, a man who changed the game forever. Back in the 1940s, the NFL was a different world. It was segregated, black players weren't allowed. But Kenny, he had other ideas. Finally, in 1946, the Los Angeles Rams signed Kenny Washington, making him the first African-American player in the modern NFL. He faced discrimination, prejudice, all kinds of ugliness, but he never backed down. Kenny's courage paved the way for guys like Jim Brown, Gale Sayers, Walter Payton. He showed the world that talent and determination know no color barrier. Kenny Washington, he wasn't just a football player, he was a pioneer, a true champion for equality. Chapter 3, Bronco Nagurski, the Iron Man. Now you want to talk about tough? How about Bronco Nagurski? They called him the Bronco, and let me tell you, this guy was built like a tank. We're talking about a time when players didn't wear all those fancy pads and helmets. He played for the Chicago Bears back in the 1930s, and this guy played both ways, offense and defense. He was a fullback, a linebacker, even a kicker. Can you imagine that? Running the ball, tackling guys, then kicking field goals? They say he once ran straight through a brick wall during a game. Bronco Nagurski was a force of nature, a true legend of the gridiron. Chapter 4, Marion Motley, Fullback Powerhouse. Now let me tell you about another one of those trailblazers, Marion Motley. He was a fullback, a real powerhouse. Played for the Cleveland Browns, and boy could he run. He was like a runaway train, just plowing through defenders. Marion was one of the first African-American players in the modern NFL, right there alongside Kenny Washington. They faced a lot of the same challenges, the same prejudice, but they never let it stop them. Marion was a key part of those great Cleveland Browns teams in the 40s and 50s. Marion Motley, he was a pioneer, a champion, and a true legend of the game. Chapter 5, Fritz Pollard, Coaching Pioneer. Now this next guy, Fritz Pollard, he wasn't just a great player, he was a groundbreaking coach too. Fritz was one of the first African-American players in the NFL, way back in the 1920s. He was a shifty running back, tough to bring down, a real playmaker. But Fritz, he wasn't content with just playing the game. And in 1921, he became the first African-American head coach in NFL history. He coached the Akron Pros, and he led them to a championship that year. Fritz Pollard, he was a true visionary, a pioneer who helped shape the game we know and love today. He knew he was paving the way for others to follow, and his legacy continues to inspire to this day. Well, there you have it, folks, some of the greatest legends you've probably never heard of. They might not have the same name recognition as some of the modern stars, but trust me, these guys were the real deal. They played with heart, they played with grit, and they helped shape the game of football into what it is today. So next time you're watching a game, remember the names you heard today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing stories from the world of sports.